Hello students. So we are dealing with unit 3 around a medicinal creeper. This is a big lesson, so we will take many classes to complete one single lesson. So don't get bored because every week you are seeing the same unit and its title. It's not like that. My name is Prajakta Kulkarni. So I have introduced myself to you already in the last two classes, and we already have seen what your unit 3 is all about, around a medicinal creeper. So as I told you previously, it is the story of an unusual medicinal creeper, and we have seen so many pictures and information about so many herbs, plants, shrubs, creepers which have medicinal values in our first class. Correct? Hope you remember. Now, in the last class, we started reading with the lesson that Mara, the author, and some of the village people were trying to put a shade to the coffee bed to protect it from the sunlight. That time, when they brought creepers to tie the bamboo canes, Mara found a creeper which was very useful. So suddenly all started shouting at him, why did he bring that particular creeper? Correct? Remember? Yeah. So then the author was also curious to know about all this, and then Mara started explaining that this particular creeper had been cursed by a sage, that whenever someone wanted that creeper to use for medicinal purpose or some domestic purpose, they wouldn't find the creeper. That's the reason they used to tie it up. Whenever they found it, they used to tie it up to a nearby tree or plant so that it can be identified. But being uneducated, Mara and his friends believed that if you don't tie that creeper to the next nearby tree or plant, then the creeper will run away. But that was a silly phenomenon they followed. The author knew and realized that the actual logic behind tying it was that it could be identified. We also learnt that Mara explained how the creeper looked. It had small leaves which resembled beetle leaves, and it bears fruits in a bunch like grapes. Then it comes only in the rainy season. After the rains, the plant disappears. But we also read that Mara's stories were so bizarre. Bizarre means, I have already given you the meaning. Also it is there in the textbook. So now let us continue reading. If you have a textbook, you can go to page number 18, from where we are going to start reading. Now, as you can see with the title and the pictures, you can relate what we are going to discuss, that is deforestation. So now the author writes for us that now that the forests are disappearing and the people who know about these things are also leaving us one by one must realize that if one disappears, the other becomes useless. What does this mean actually? If you have knowledge of the plants and herbs which grow in our forests, and if we know to make use of them, these are two aspects: the plants and shrubs growing in the forest, and people having knowledge about it is another aspect. Now, what the author is talking here is, one must realize that if one disappears, the other becomes useless. What does that mean? Now see, we know everything. We have an abundance of knowledge as to which herb is used for what purpose, which medicine, which shrub can cure which disease, which seeds, which creepers, which stem, which leaves, which plant, which flowers, which buds. all that if you know where they can be used for medicinal purpose or any other domestic purpose. But in the forest there are no such herbs growing, no such plants, no such creepers growing, then it is useless. Only having the knowledge and don't have the material to use, then it is useless. Exactly in the same way, if in the forests the herbs, the shrubs, the creepers, the seeds, the plants, the flowers, everything is available, it is growing in abundance, but we don't have the knowledge as to how to use them, how to make use of their medicinal value, then also it is useless. That means if one disappears, the other is useless. Means if knowledge is there and no creepers, no plants, no forests are there, then that knowledge is useless. And if everything is there in the forest, creepers, shrubs, herbs, plants, trees, everything is there, but you don't have the knowledge, then the forests are useless because we don't know how to use them. Getting? So these particular lines of the author mean this, that one depend on the other. That means both should go hand in hand. There must be forests with all our required material, and we should have the knowledge of how to make use of those medicinal plants. Then only it can balance. Correct? Hope it is clear to you. Now, I am very keen to share the information I have with someone. Here I is the author. Remember, I had told you. Someone should be aware of these things. But whenever I try to discuss the unique properties of these plants and herbs with my doctor friends, they become annoyed, call me an ignoramus, and even squabble with me. So, here the author is telling that now sometimes what happens, even if you have the knowledge, let's say we have the knowledge, we are not ready to share it with others. Sometimes it happens. You might have seen in your friend circle, anywhere around you, your neighborhood, your peer group, you might have seen things happening that the other person knows many other things, has much more knowledge than what we have about a particular thing, but that person doesn't want to share it with us. So this is what the author is talking about. That day, though Mara, tying up the plant, praised it to the skies, saying that every inch of it was medicinal. He did not tell me what exactly it cured. Now the author is telling us that Mara only knew that the creeper which they had found that day was very much of medicinal value. But what disease it cured, that he did not know. Whether he did not want to tell me or simply did not know, I can't say. The author is not sure whether Mara really didn't know about it, or as we read before, Mara didn't want to tell it to the author. What was that? Mara spun such exciting yarns that instead of tying it to a tree, even if he had tied the creeper around his own neck, people were not likely to take him seriously. But his stories were marvelous even when they were not true. Now, Mara was one such person who used to spin around stories, around many things which all came in their daily life. The creeper, the medicinal creeper was one such thing. Okay, now let's see what happens further. Now, one day, it seems Mara had gone to the forest to bring some bamboo shoots home. With his hands thrust through the bamboo cane when he was cutting the shoot, he accidentally cut his hand. The sharp sickle had apparently cut an artery and it started bleeding copiously in spurts. Everyone around was alarmed and someone brought some leaf, pressed it against the wound and bandaged it with a cloth torn from one of their lungis. Mara held his wounded hand carefully so that it would not shake too much and went to the white man at Hulihindalu for proper dressing and treatment. The white man got out his first aid kit, cotton, medicines, antibiotic powder, etc. Opened the bandage and removed the leaf. And surprise! Here in this particular slide, you are seeing that a man is cutting bamboo shoots. That is what we are going to relate. It is just for your reference. These pictures are not really from the lesson. These are only interpreted and searched from the internet just to make you understand what exactly Mara was doing. You should understand what action Mara was doing and how did he cut his hand when we are reading this particular lesson. Since you are not here in front of me in the classroom, otherwise that explanation would have been different. I could have made the picture clear to you. So now these pictures are only for your reference, only to make your understanding more clear, right? So what happened? One day Mara cut his hand accidentally while he was cutting bamboo shoots, and it started bleeding very profusely, very severely, very fast. The blood was flowing out of his cut hand. Then somebody brought some leaf. They were in the forest already cutting bamboo shoots. Many of them were there along with him. So one of them quickly ran and brought some leaf and put it on that wound. And they dressed it with a piece of somebody's lungi, and then they took him to the doctor who was in the village. And the doctor examined it and he removed the bandage which was tied on the hand, and to his surprise, the doctor was extremely taken aback, surprised. Why? Because there was no blood, no wound. In fact, no sign of any wound having been there. Looking at Mara's hand, which was covered with that particular leaf, when the doctor opened that bandage, the doctor did not even feel that there was a wound there. The hand had become so clean. No bleeding, no wound mark, no cut, nothing. Absolutely his hand was fine. Now the white man became angry with Mara. White man is a doctor here. Became angry with Mara. Now he said to Mara, "You fool, are you joking?" he shouted. Mara showed him all the blood on his clothes and body and cringed before him, seeing that he was not lying. Poor Mara was telling the truth, and he convinced the doctor that he is not lying, he is not telling a lie. Instead, he is telling the truth that his hand had been cut, and he showed all the blood stains that had come on his clothes. Then, looking at all this, the Englishman, that is the doctor, believed Mara that yes, his hand had cut. Then, looking at all this, the Englishman believed Mara. He took the leaf that had been kept on the wound and told Mara, "Show me the plant from which you plucked this leaf. I will give you my entire plantation." Now the Englishman was surprised, and since he was a doctor, he knew that in the forest we could get so many medicinal creepers which had so much of value of medicine that they could cure anything. So the cut on the hand was cured by that leaf only. Till they brought him to the doctor, the leaf which was covered on his cut hand had cured the wound, and the doctor realized it. So he is telling Mara, "I will give you my entire estate, and instead you have to tell me which creeper is this. Where did you get this leaf from?" Mara took him to the forest, and even though they searched for an entire day from morning to evening, they did not find that plant which had similar leaves. Mara agreed to what the doctor said and took him to the forest. But after searching for one whole day, entire day from morning till evening, they did not find the creeper, that particular leaf which was put on the cut hand. Now the Englishman thought that Mara really did not want to identify the plant. Now, as we read, as the author has expressed before, sometimes people don't want to share the information that they have, right? So the doctor is also thinking like that Mara doesn't want to share the information about the plant. The Englishman offered him his entire estate and asked him to identify the plant. But Mara was not able to identify. Now the doctor got really angry with Mara, and finally what happened? He took out his gun and he pointed the gun at Mara and said, "If you do not show it to me now, I will shoot you down." Finally, the doctor got very furious, very angry with Mara. He took out a gun and pointed the gun, held Mara at the point of his gun and said, "Now if you don't show me which is that plant, which is that leaf, then I will shoot you." Mara was shivering and he started crying loudly. He fell at the Englishman's feet and begged him and said that he really did not know. The Englishman believed Mara somehow, but he was so angry that he shouted at Mara, "Get out," and sent him away. Now this incident, what had happened, this incident Mara is telling the author is listening to Mara. After listening to this particular story, the author says, "Hearing this story, I also showed my irritation." Irritation means the author also did not believe Mara's story. How can this all happen? That is how the reaction of the author came. And he said, "Yours is a cock and bull story, totally fabricated. If you had gone and searched near the bamboo bush where you hurt your hand, would you not have found the leaf and the plant?" The author asked him, "If you had gone where you were cutting the bamboo shoots, where you cut your hand, that place you should have gone, no, to search the leaf, the plant." To which Mara replied with another interesting story. What was that? Mara had a story, and his stories were so bizarre that the author could highly believe them. Mara told one more small story. What was that? He replied to this question of the author in a story. What was that? He said that the mongoose and the cowcull also knew about this plant, and that when they go hunting snakes, if they are bitten by poisonous snakes, they immediately chew this leaf and thus cure themselves. See, even when you are reading this particular incident, this particular lesson, and Mara's bizarre stories, even we feel, how can this be? How can ever this be possible? So, but there are creepers which really have value of medicine, lot of medicinal qualities in them, and they can cure so many diseases. That is why the author has said before, having the knowledge is not only the thing, there must be availability of those plants, and only being the plants available is not enough. We should have the knowledge how to use them. That is why the both go in hand in hand. So we stop with the second paragraph of page number 19. Still there are lot many Mara stories to come ahead in the lesson that we will continue in the next class. Till then, keep reading the lesson. If possible, arrange for a textbook, read the lesson, go through each line, each word. See you in the next class. Bye.